Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome to my Windwalker monk guide for 9.0.5. There's been a lot of changes actually, and I'm getting a lot of questions on my Twitch, so I just thought I would make a YouTube video to really answer them all. So yeah, let's just get into it, boys. Going into our talents now, we're gonna go with Chi Wave, Tiger's Lust, Ascension, or Fist of the White Tiger. This is preference. You can play both. Fist of the White Tiger may be the playing threes for quick setups if you're not playing Serenity, that is, because you don't really play around having a lot of chi or building those 5 chi up for a go. But if you're not playing Serenity, Fist of the White Tiger is probably better. You would go Ring of Peace, Diffuse Magic. Diffuse Magic, I almost use every single time, like now. Because against warriors now, I use it as well, because of Condemn is Shadow Magic. Or shadow damage. So diffuse magic actually takes that damage, and that is like the #1 damage from warriors. And against any priest team, I would take it too because of mind games. I almost never ever take damping harm anymore. I would take diffuse always. I would go Dance of Chi-Chi, and with Dance of Chi-Chi, because it's gotten such a big buff, boys, it's really nice playing like you should play around having stacks. Because the amount of damage you can put out with a proc from Dance of Chi-Chi is insane. Let me show you a clip here that I got. Just maximizing Dance of Chi-Chi procs. So this is from my Twitch. I was just testing the new spinning crane kick to see how it is. And this is still in play right now. So what you see here, you can still be able to do. So my druid goes down here.
This was my fucking
and it looks
chance.
really dark for us. But I focus on getting a lot of
you're so annoying, man.
A lot of stacks up. I have 4 stacks up now. I could be better and get more stacks up, but as I was dying and the game was ending, I thought I just had to blow my burst out. So I prop everything. I am playing Swin's Treasure and Serenity, or I'm actually playing Invoker's Delight here, I think. But you see here, I get a spinning crane kick proc. I touch it and it goes down.
Spinning crane!
So I had an insane reaction because that is an insane kick. One spinning crane kick killed him, which is why you wanna really maximize the spinning crane kick, man. You wanna always make sure you have as many stacks as you can, because if you get it and you're bursting while you do it, you can literally one-shot someone. You don't want to use your burst just because you have a spinning crane kick, though. That is not reliable enough to get a kill. But you do want to maximize it so you have as many stacks up as you can without it being like a disadvantage to your team or anything where you go out of the way to get him. Just focus on getting him if you can. Okay. Going down to the last row, you can play Serenity and you can play Withering Dragon Punch. It really depends on which build you take. If you pick Swin's Treasure, you would take Serenity, or if you pick Invokers, you would pick Whirling Dragon Punch. You can still be Whirling Dragon Punch with Swin's Treasure, but not the other way around. So you wouldn't take Invokers if you have Serenity. Serenity just pairs really, really well with Swin's Treasure because of the amount of RSKs you can put out here. So they just pair really well, which is why the build would be like this, and the other way around with Invokers. Going to our PvP talents. So there's a couple of talents here that you rotate. The ones you rotate are Grapple Weapon, Turbo Fist, Alpha Tiger, Reverse Harm, and Tiger Eye Brew. You would never ever take anything else than those. You would take Disarm, which is Grapple Weapon, against Marksman Hunters, Rogues, Red Paladins, Warriors. And yeah, that's it, I think. You would take Tiger Brew against H Palace, or you can take it against Shamans, and it's still beneficial. And you would take Turbo Fist against, of course, if you play against melee, because having 100% parry on damage is so crazy good while you still do damage. And Alpha Tiger is really, really nice to get your 30% haste up. This works really well against Shamans too, because you can get it up on every single totem they have, or every single pet a hunter has, or so on. And yeah, boys, that's the talents. Let's get into the covenant on your conduits. So as you all probably know, Kyrian is Bis. You don't want to be anything else than Kyrian. And the conduits you want to go is, first of all, coordinated offensives. Then you want to be fortifying ingredients. Now, because of spinning crane kick getting buffed again, calculated strikes is Bis 100%. You want that shit. And then you want harm denial. I never switch these. Never ever switch these. I only have these. So yeah. You would, like you used to switch him out for Swen's Bond if you played like a setup comp around Invoker's Delight. But I don't do that anymore because I never played it with Invoker's Delight almost. And like Swen got feared, or Swen got nerfed. So now that he can get feared, hibernated, and so on. So yeah, he's really not that beneficial as he was at the start of the expansion. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is our legendaries and the way we use them. So there is really two legendaries that you can use and two different builds that you can use. The first one is going to be Swen's Treasure paired with Serenity. This is the build I'm currently rocking at all gameplay right now. I'm chilling at around like 2600 MMR. And yeah, I really find it nice. And paired with Swen's Treasure. Swen's Treasure, you have you have a benefit of this the whole game. Where in Invoker's Delight, you only have benefit every 2 minutes, which is really nice. So this gives you 50% crit after Fist of Fury, and for every Sunrise, Rise and Sun Kick that crits, it reduces your cooldown of Fist of Fury by 5 seconds. So you can, when you burst, you can get a lot of RSKs out, which hit really hard. I'm gonna show you right here. What you want to do is you want to go in, you want to fist into RSK and just stack the RSKs as much as you can. We're not been lucky with the crits right now, but there's one, and there's one, and that's like, you can do so much damage in such a short period of time, and it doesn't really require any setup too. You just have to hit a Serenity, Whirling Dragon Punch, and then hit your Fist of Fury into a Rising Sun Kick, and you're guaranteed at least a 10k RSK. If it crits, over 20k RSK, which is really good for just quick damage that you could put out there. So for fast setups where you don't have a lot of time, or if you don't have a lot of uptime on the targets you're hitting, for example, you're fighting a Affliction Warlock that runs a lot, and you only have a little bit of uptime, this build is really good. It's really strong too, because you don't have your images that can get rooted, feared, and all those kinds of things, which is so annoying. If your images get rooted, you can lust out, but your images are still gonna be captured in that root. So that's so much damage that just you don't get benefit from, which I really like Serenity because it's just more reliable. But yeah, the other thing you can go is your Invoker's Delight paired with Whirling Dragon Punch. This is the normal old build that it was before. Let's swap this out. So we take this on, and then you would usually use it on your head for max verse and mastery, but you know, I fucked up at the start, and I don't care about it anymore because I don't use it. But yeah, so the way you play this is of course with the Whirling Dragon Punch with your images. So you would go in, you would pop your images, you would pop your Tiger, you would do a Rise and Sun Kick into a Fist of Fury, and Whirling Dragon Punch at the end. And that would be one of your goes. The next go you would do would do your images again and then your Weapons of Order. But because of the nerf to Swen, this is not as beneficial anymore. This is a lot about relying on Swen damage. And now Swen can get feared, hibernated, and so on. So it's not as good anymore, I would say. You could pair these two builds together and play Swen's Treasure with Whirling Dragon Punch. And then you have images too, because images, they do get the benefit from the critical strike. I haven't really done that too much, so I don't really know how strong it is, but I could see it being really strong. But those are the two builds that you can play. One of them is more damage, like more damage overall is probably your images, because you have two sets of them, of course. But if you just have that insane burst for a short period of time, Swen's Treasure is definitely the go. Swen's Treasure against double melee is still also really good, because you can have para so much of the game. You literally have a die by the sword, like you can activate for so much of the game and para so much damage while still doing an okay amount of damage. It is really, really beneficial, man. Really, really beneficial. Next thing we're going to look at is our stats, just because it's always a thing you get asked. Nothing really changed. We're still looking to stack as much versatility as we possibly can, because us Windwalker monks are fucking squishy as fuck. So yeah, we really want to be like as good build as we can and just get that verse up. Second stat is still mastery. Crit is not bad. Just don't be scared if you get crit in a lot of shit. Just we don't need haste. There's no reason for you to stack haste. I only have one haste piece left, which I'm gonna get replaced soon, hopefully. So I wanted to talk a little bit about PvP trinkets. There's no reason ever to be anything else than emblem as a Windwalker monk. Let me just put it out there. We're so squishy. We need this extra. We need this extra defensive. And emblem is literally so OP, man. Like giving you 15, almost 16k more health is so good. So never ever use unused trinket as a monk, even if you're not the target, because one swap you might be dead, boys. So yeah, it's really nice. If you pair this with karma too, like you pop it while you pop fortifying brew, your karma is gonna be really big, because you have more health it is. But yeah, boys, that's for the stats on the PvP trinkets. Okay, we're gonna look at my macros. So the essentials you need as a Windwalker is gonna be your focus paralysis. You're gonna need focus kick, focus disarm, party 1 and party 2 lust, and focus disable. I would say those are the essentials you definitely need as a Windwalker. You can then put in your vivify on party 1 and party 2 just to make it easier for yourself. Another really useful macro is putting your pet attack in on your tiger palm, just so your pet stays on the kill target and doesn't run over to the healer and maybe break some CC or some shit. Because you never know what those pets do, man. Like, they're fucking wild. And yeah, boys, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make this quick guide for you guys, just to so you could like see the changes for this new patch and be aware of what you need to do now. But yeah, boys, I do stream on Twitch a lot, so if you wouldn't mind checking me out there, that'll be fucking nice. There's going to be a link in the description, of course. But I'll see you guys in the next one. See you, boys. Survivor, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna